flag in the air. We're underway from Darlington for the 14th race on a NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series calendar in 2016. And the top 2 championship go 1-2 off to turns 1 and 2 for the first time, clean inside the top 10. Caution flag out though for the first time, and they'll split them down the backstretch. Tyler Laughlin cuts the middle as a couple of cars around on the back involve Brandon Schmidt. It's a downhill slope, though, to the stalls. Ray Alfala's got a long trip down to pit stall number 1.
But it looks like Ray Alfala actually short pitted there. He came into the box a little bit short. And how about that? Ray Alfala, that mistake early in this one's going to cost him a bunch off pit road.
Cody Bias, Matt Busa, Jake Sturgis, Tyler Hudson, Nick Ottinger, Taylor Hurst, and PJ Sturgis are the names that get around Ray Alfala.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what Ray did not want to happen to. I mean, just a little bit of mistake, a few tenths of a second, well, you drop down toward the tail end of the top 10 from the lead. And
this time we'll see what PJ Sturgis can do. He's off and away. PJ Sturgis did exactly what he did on this run as he did on the first one. That is get off and go. To one point, I think, at 1.5 seconds in front. But now Taylor Hurst starting to reel him back in. The 74 Chevrolet showed maybe a little bit of a better tire conservation in these first couple of 15 to 20 laps of a run. The gap now down to just inside of 7/10.
So I think PJ really is gambling for a super long race here, super long green flag run. I think if we get this long green flag run, him staying out like this every single run will come to give him a bit of an advantage. Sturgis and Ray going into corner number 1 and 2. PJ down to the inside, and those new tires for PJ, they're starting to pay off in dividends here. Maybe Ray's still struggling with a bit of damage from that contact, but PJ, we questioned the strategy decision staying out as long as he did. It's starting to pay off here as we get deep into this second run.
Meanwhile, the 74 of Taylor Hurst stays up above that white line a lot longer than some drivers. Aggressive entry for your race leader, who gives it up at lap 84. Caution flag is out with just 9 drivers on the lead lap. Just talking about if we were to see a yellow, what that would mean for the strategy in this race. Sturgis is first. He'll come down pit road. Ray Alfala not all that bad off running into number 12 position, but if he wants to get back to the lead lap, he will have to stay out, take the wave by, and if you have a long green flag stretch after that, he'll be on old tires, he'll have less fuel. That will really burnt the 2 machine. Curious if that 57, Andy, maybe he realized that he drove it a little bit too hard early again. Took off, got 1.5 seconds in front in the opening, maybe 7 laps on those first 2 runs, but then got reeled back in rather quickly. This time, gets out to about a 0.5 second advantage to Tyler Hudson.
How about the 01? Tyler Hudson doing a great job, maybe conserving the tires in the first 10 laps of that run as well. He's starting to close the gap now as they continue to run through 3 and 4.
Here comes the 01 to Tyler Hudson. Tight call that time, but a 20 of Garrick McKinney, but not even close on the 47 to Chris Overland. Really lose that time, but a 2, but Tyler Hudson does go back to the race lead. Here comes the 74 of Taylor Hurst. He's been a thorn in the side of PJ Sturgis all night, and he just passed him for the number 2 position.
The gap from first to second continues to grow now. Taylor Hurst struggled a lot, as Randy mentioned, with the lap traffic. He's finally clear of all that. The problem is 2.1 seconds back is that's a long distance to make, especially if they don't come down to pit again. Almost 3 years to the day since Tyler Hudson has been to victory lane. You got to look all the way back to Chicagoland Speedway on September 17th and 13, and I'll tell you what, that's a long drought for a championship caliber driver like Tyler Hudson, and you know that's got to be weighing in the back of his mind as these laps start closing down. And
it's going to be a long road back to this point for the driver of the 01 machine, just 4 days shy of being 3 years since his one and only trip to victory lane at a NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series. But Tyler Hudson, a past series champion, is back on top. Out of turn number 4, checkered flag in the win tonight at Darlington, his second career win as Tyler Hudson tames the Darlington Raceway. Taylor Hurst settles for that second place result, Brad Davies third, and most importantly, PJ Sturgis gets a solid and a critical top 5 tonight as his championship rival Ray Alfala comes home in 14th.